Okay, folks, I know I don't look exactly right wearing this on my head, but I'm not a bad person. I'm just someone that basically does this for fun. Okay, so don't get the wrong idea and all, but I just want to touch base with y'all today and explain to y'all, well, from what I'm hearing on Friday, which is tomorrow, this is. Hold on. I think today's the 30th, if I'm correct. Well, read the description and you should know what the date is because it'll tell on the description. But anyway, my point I want to talk to y'all about is about I heard tomorrow was going to be in the 50s with the weather. So I figure that sounds kind of rough, but it'll be alright. See, this is the way I look. I just did this for fun. I was just goofing off a little bit, wore this. It's stuff I owned and I put it together. I wasn't trying to be a bad person, so don't take me wrong and think he's trying to be a good and, a bad person or whatever. But anyway, I just wanted to say that I'm still your loving Isaac David Brigmond, the pastor of the Christian Hearts Christian Fellowship online ministry. And plus, I wanted to say that, when you leave this world of your house and you go to the world of what's out there beyond the house, you start seeing things that you never thought you'd see. You'd see people start acting like crazy stuff. And they look at you like you're the crazy one because you didn't do something that they wanted to do, or that you did something they wanted to do, and that they just see it as in, well, this guy did something I wanted to do, and I don't get to do it because of him. It's not to do with that. It's to do with the fact that when you walk out into the world, you have to be calm and be. So I guess let's just say that this is an unofficial Isaac David Brigmond show because I didn't intentionally mean to go into show mode, but I figure might as well and start from now on trying to do something every day. Try to. But why is it with these people that'll talk to you and they'll tell you that they know something about you that you don't know how they know? And excuse the way I look. I'm using one of those clip-on lenses to do the video, so that's why I look so funny. So there'll be a bunch of times I'll look funny like this, but with the shape of my head and everything. But what is it with these people that believe that if you live in a society where you say things that they don't understand, you're wrong? Or that you live in a world where they don't understand it, so you're wrong? I say I'm not wrong unless you can prove that I am. I've seen millions of people hollering at folks for stuff that they didn't really do, and it's like, why are you hollering at me when I didn't do it to you? I mean, I did something. Hold on, let's see what happens if I unscrew this thing here. Excuse me. I'm going to show you the difference. When you see my face again, you'll understand why I'm acting like I am. See, this is normal me, and I believe at times I'll do normal me, and sometimes I'll do the other me. But what I'm saying is that there are people in this world that really do believe, now that's considered normal me. I'm going to put the lens back on and show you the lens me. Okay, this is lens me. I look like a round fish type person, I think. But anyway, there are people in this world that believe that when you say something, if they don't like what you said, you might as well have just hung it up and not said nothing. I say, what's the point in arguing with folks if they're not going to talk to you like you're supposed to be talked to? I mean, I see people in my life and in my world that say, you're a good person, but you make a lot of bad decisions, so you have to be called, as they call it, to stop stuff that you probably didn't do nothing wrong with, but you got called into it because you saw people doing stuff that they didn't bother to tell you why they done it. They could have been talking about the President of the United States and be out of control with it, and then it's like, why did you say that? Did you not know the President would have probably had an effect on what you say and might have an effect on him? And also, while listening to the radio, and hearing some archives of a favorite show of mine, I heard, this has been a long time ago, so don't quote it as being something recent, but there was a fraternity or a school or whatever you want to call it that actually took and they had a drinking thing going on where they actually had a tube, stuck it to someone's butt, and was trying to give them alcohol enemas. What are we coming to when this mess is going on like this? And we can't say nothing about it, because if we do, someone's going to have a fit about it and then get mad because we said something about it. Folks, wise up, wake up, smart up. We're not living in a world of stupidity. We're living in a world of we need to talk this stuff out. You people have got no sense of humor anymore about truly funny stuff that God approved of. Most of the time, your funny stuff comes from the crazy world of the internet, and it's usually stupid and don't make no sense anyway. So explain to me where you think it's funny to talk about junk. Yep, you see my hand trying to undo that camera lens thing. But anyhow, I'm going to go back to my regular self for a while and fix this. Alright, but you know, I see where we live in a world of why is all these people so worried about what's going on with getting kids drunk, getting them passed out, getting them this way and that way. And you don't even bother to worry about these kids like they're your precious lives. Their lives are in your hands, and you don't sit there and say, you know, we need to make sure our kids or our friends' kids don't be drinking and partying too much to the point of getting drunk and looking like some crazy fools, because they don't need to do that. But you let them do it because you're too busy saying that it's more important to worry about the things that you're doing and what you're not saying or saying than it is them kids. I'm not trying to be ugly, but it does seem like we don't think highly of our kids anymore. I don't have kids. I have nieces and nephews I've watched grow up. And I do see patterns with kids because kids will be kids. I've seen nieces and nephews get so grown, they turn around and go straight to a marriage before they even got grown. And they don't even understand what it's about. They got to understand the fact that marriage is not something you play with. It's not something you get upset with. And I'm telling you, if you don't stop this mess, we're going to end up dead one day, and we're not going to know where we're going to go. Now you say if you're dead, you won't know nothing. I know that, but while you're dying, you won't know if you're going to heaven or hell. And then you end up in hell, and then everybody's laughing at you because you're in hell. And they're like, this man went to hell because he turned around and done stuff that he wasn't supposed to. Now dressing like this is not going to send me to hell. That is if I decide to want to look like I got horns on top and a bunch of other mess. But my point to my story is, don't be sitting there letting folks tell you what's going to send you to hell if they don't know. Because if they don't know you, what are they worrying about? They're not you. And the great God we have, He says that we should be worried more about what we do right or wrong than them other people. But yet them other people be worrying about us. Some dude will come by one day and see you dressed like this, and they'll say you're bad because you dress that way. Because they assume you're trying to be a bad boy or a biker boy. Well, no, and you're just dressing up because you felt like it and it was on your heart and mind to do so. Now, if we can't live in a world of what we should or shouldn't do, instead of worrying about someone doing something harmless and you take it the wrong way, then I don't know what to say to you folks. I've lived in this world for 20, nope, not 20. That was yesterday. Today I am 35 as of May the 15th, 2016. So that means I hadn't too long ago had a birthday. So that means I'm a 35-year-old man. And you just think at 35, you'd know the difference between what's right and what's wrong. And I do. But the thing is, I get tired of people looking at you like, well, you dress a certain way, so you must be a cuckoo or a nut or something because they don't like it. Well, they can dislike it all they want, but it ain't going to change my opinion of who I am and what I am. And I want to be able to do things for folks. You know, run me a nice church, be able to preach the Word of God, be able to do things. But if I can't, if you people are going to be making fun of folks just because you think they look bad, you ain't seen nothing. There's people out there worse than me, and I ain't even bad my own self. So stop the mess you're pulling and start trying to pull the mess you should be. You should be pulling your Bibles out. You should be pulling up in a parking lot at church on Sundays Sunday nights and Wednesday nights. You should be pulling your mind out of your head and giving it to God, pulling your heart out of your chest and giving it to God. But we're too busy sitting there fussing. And I don't mean to be sounding like a preacher, but I also want to talk to y'all about the fact that why are we so worried about the haircuts and the attitudes of our candidates? I mean, yes, the candidates need to act their age and they need to act their shoe. Well, not exactly shoe size, unless their shoe size is 20. But then again, that's still immature too, and that's Shaq. Good gracious, brother. You're a cool dude, but you got too big a shoe size. And if you listen to this or watch this, I meant for you to laugh about that. I wasn't making fun of you. I was just being kind-hearted. But also, people, quit worrying about what your neighbor's doing unless you care about them as family and friends. And then there's certain things you should worry about, because there are some things you get in the middle of, they'll call you being nosy. And you don't want to be nosy, so don't do it. I've seen it happen. People get in the middle of something, don't get to talk about what they need to talk about to you so you know what's your business, and you already telling them where you belong in their business. I don't think that's a good idea, folks, and I love you folks, but don't take it wrong when I tell you that I'm not trying to be your butt buddy, or I'm not gay, I'm not bisexual, and I don't have a problem with gays or bisexuals. I just don't want them trying to tell me I should be like them. If I wanted to be gay, it'd be my decision. And God says that all things that are made in this world are made by Him and by you. So you have to work with God to get to where you need to be in life. Don't sit there and tell me I'm wrong because of some of my statements I made. I'm just saying, everybody needs saved. But we can't be sitting there talking like we don't want to do that. And I don't understand our kids these days. Kids that are your nieces, your nephews, your brothers, your sisters, your own children, or whatever. People you know of that are young kids that look up to you, regardless of if you're the teachers or the parents or the nephews or uncles or whatever you are. If there's any kids out there that you're kin to or that you help out, it don't matter if you're their neighbor who teaches them at home school. There's some stories of people where they had to go to work and they paid their neighbors to homeschool their kids while they were at work. Now, if that's your thing, then there are you. If you're the teacher, then that's you. If you're the principal, that's you. If you're the teacher, that's you. I said teacher 2 times. I know I shouldn't have. And then if you're the coach, that's you. If you're the mom and dad, that's you. If you're the older brother or sister, that's you. Whatever position you have in a child's life, if you're an adult, do realize if God appointed for you to be in that position, you need to teach these kids not to be doing stupid stuff. You're the person that's in charge by God. You're the older brother, the older sister, the grandma, the grandpa, the aunt, the uncle, the older cousin, the teacher, the coach, the home teacher, or whatever. And you're appointed by God to teach these kids. You're even the preacher probably. And you're being told by God to teach these kids stuff. And you won't do it, some of y'all, because it takes up too much of your time to teach them right from wrong. So these kids go out and they get drunk and they party all night and day, and then they end up getting in trouble because you don't talk to them. Now we need to stop this mess. And kids, yes, I think there are times that when you fart, sometimes if it catches people at the right moment, it'll make them laugh. But please don't think that farting is the biggest thing since sliced bread. I've seen kids nowadays look at adults like, if I fart in front of this adult, it'll make them laugh and I'll get the attention I need. I've even heard of kids walking up to their parents saying they're going to kill themselves when they wasn't even thinking about it. But the parents heard that and they took it the wrong way and they said, my child just said he's going to kill himself, so that means that I need to be on the lookout. I need to be on aware of it. Because my child just said he wanted to kill himself, and he probably didn't mean it, or he probably did, but we got to get it looked into. Then you find out later it was because the child tried to tell the parents something. The parents didn't listen at the time. So then the parents end up finding out, well, if I'd have listened to my kid, he wouldn't have talked that way. So let's all band together and stop trying to ignore the kids when they're talking. Because if they got something serious to say, listen. And all you old folks that don't like to hear kids talk, say that. Stop trying to get on to the kids for talking. When they're talking around you, if you don't like it, walk off or put something in your ears or just don't get all upset about it, because kids are going to say things. And if it's nothing dirty, they're saying, what you worried about? You're so worried about what the kids are or not saying, or what. It's like this. You're so worried about the fact the kids are talking around you that you hadn't even thought to call, as they say, what they're saying. If they're cussing, stop them. If that's the reason why you don't like what they're saying, it's because they're cussing, tell them, you're cussing and we don't like it. I understood that, but if you're sitting there getting mad because they're talking at all and they're talking about their little puppy dogs and their little kitty cats or their best friends, then I don't see a problem in it. And you need to quit getting all upset about it. I've seen old people get so upset. Won't you shut up back there? They'd be driving down the road with kids. That's another thing. If you don't want to hear kids talking, why are you driving somewhere where you're going to have a back seat full of kids, and then you're going to be the old man or woman that gets all grouchy and be like, won't you kids shut up back there? Kids got to talk. What you want them to do? Not say nothing? I mean, come on, folks. Let's grow up. Let's stop all that fussing. Start realizing kids are going to talk. And if they're going to say something cute, look I got me a little puppy. Okay, that's nothing wrong with it. I got me a new little brother and he's so cute. Now that may be true, but if that's true, what are you getting upset about, people? Stop all fussing. And don't complain because you saw this video and I was dressed like this. Complain because if I didn't give the message I'm giving now, then that would have been a shame. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves, judging the messenger for what he looks like instead of the message he gave. I'm talking about people need to quit worrying about a bunch of stuff. This is what grinds my gears. I'm going to do one called What Grinds the Gears of Isaac David Brigmond, also known as the pastor of the Christian Hearts Christian Fellowship online ministry. And on today's subject is you people attitude. Your attitude. Not you, but your attitude. Where you get on to people like me because of what we look like instead of the message we give. I could be giving a message about Moses' sermon Moses on the mountain. And you're going to be talking about, well, why can you be able to give such a message looking like you do? Oh, you was more worried about my dress code than you was more worried about my mouth code. My mouth code is, as long as I'm saying what God said for me to say, then that's what God approves of. But you're going to sit there and say that every time somebody says something that God told them to say, if they don't dress a certain way or look a certain way, you ain't listening to them. Now, what's up with that, folks? Stop that mess. Stop your fussing and fighting. Start growing up and realizing we don't live in a world of the messenger should be shot for what he's wearing. It should be he should be in trouble for what he said if he didn't say what God told him to. And I'm telling you, folks, it's getting on my nerves when there's been good preachers been shot down and added. I don't mean literally shot down. Now, don't go to thinking I meant literally shot with a gun. I'm talking about metaphorically shot down because you didn't like what he was wearing or what he was dressed as. Oh, well, if he ain't looking like a hoodlum and he's talking about God and Jesus, what you worrying about? If he's doing what God told him to do or say, then don't be getting all upset about it. Stop the worrying about everything. Start worrying about, well, are you doing what God said? If he is, then that's what you worry about. And besides, didn't he say God's supposed to be the only one to judge folks? Apparently you think you're supposed to judge everybody. And you're supposed to say what they do and don't do. I don't get it. Then you want to talk about, well, if I drive a way you don't like, oh, well, tell me how to drive, because I don't know how to drive. Apparently, because a lot of you people, I've seen you and a lot of you people that tell folks how to drive, if you're not the mom or the dad of that person, you're probably somebody, if you're not their friend or anything connected to them, you're just someone that tries to control their life. I've seen that happen. I've seen it happen where you would have people. Yep, there's a bib on this hat because it's a visor hat. But that's okay. But anyway, point is, I've seen folks that want to control folks' lives. And then they'll go to the point to where they'll turn around and tell you how to drive or how to do something because they do it differently than you do. And you're trying to get out of there. You're trying to get out of there. Now, you need to shut up. Don't say nothing and be a nice person. If you can't do that, what's your problem? I'm not telling you how to live your life, but if you can't live your life God's way, don't be telling me how to live my life, because God is okay with what I do as long as I do it safely. And if I don't know how to drive right, God's going to control me about that. And you know, people, what is it with people that want to act like because you have automotive problems, they think your vehicle's tore up, when they don't understand that the problems with the vehicle might be because it's old and it's been set up a while, and you're trying to drive it, and then it cuts off. I've seen people have problems like that, and folks be making fun of them because they're like, oh, you know what? Your vehicle's tore up. Well, how is it tore up unless I believe what a good, knowledgeable mechanic said. I don't want to believe you people that think you know everything unless you are a mechanic. And quit trying to tell me how to run my life with my automotive issues. It don't matter if I got a new car, old car, black car, white car, green car.